All right. We've been doing like a 9 episode just running joke of, I want to say it's Drake Hut. Like, how do you actually pronounce the city that you live in?
It's pronounced.
Welcome to the United States Fingerboard Podcast. I'm your host, LaVine Cunningham, and I'm excited to be chatting with Mike Schneider with FlatFace. Mike, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be on.
Me and you, we've got a little bit of history together. We've kind of been chit-chatting for the last year and a half or so, but we'll talk about that here a little bit. What I like to kind of get into is just more of like the current Mike Snyder. I know you're like one of the most literally interviewed podcast, like just fingerboarders on podcast. I mean, you got episodes, interviews. I think you're even on the actual television. So you're like the guy to be like just to get on the wire for sure. So like for you, Mike, like I've been following your Instagram here recently. I know like you've been kind of going on like I want to say like a more spiritual quest, like more enlightenment.
Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm like sharing a little bit more things that are not just fingerboarding because it's always been just fingerboarding, fingerboarding, fingerboarding for all my content and stuff like that, which it's still going to be, of course, but I just kind of realized like there's so much value in just life and sharing anything and everything, a little bit of this and that, and it makes it more interesting, but it also brings a lot of joy and it helps people and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of opening up a little bit more of my world or my thoughts or whatever to people, just in a fun way, stuff like that. So yeah, I've done like some ask me anything Q&A kind of things on Instagram. Well, I'll respond to them like with my voice talking and giving advice or giving opinions or whatever the heck it is. And I just thought I would just do that for fun and see how it goes. And people started saying like really heartfelt things about like how much it helped them and stuff. So I just started like doing more of that stuff like that. And then yeah, I got this podcast coming up that I'm gonna put out soon where I'm thinking like even though fingerboarding is the reason that the podcast will exist and how all of us got together and stuff, it's not really going to be a fingerboard podcast. It's going to have probably like really good fingerboard stuff in there for sure, but it's going to be more of like what else is each of these people up to and what else do they have to talk about or what have they been through, all kinds of stuff like that, and go way, way deeper than just fingerboarding. And then, of course, talking about how fingerboarding relates to their life and all of that stuff and how they started, where they got to, and all kinds of so just like the whole bigger picture, I think is really useful to share for me and for other people.
No, I agree. I like how like, people just they change, they grow and they develop. And so, when we're looking at individuals, whether it's, someone we know, ourselves, friends, we're typically not in the same place we were 2 years ago. Usually we keep it moving, we're doing bigger and better things, or, just taking different views and different approaches on life. And so that's kind of why I'm like, like everybody knows like the old Mike. I'm almost wanting to know like who's the new Mike. That's what we're all like trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out who's the new Mike, what you got like in the future, what your plans are, stuff like that. And so there's a lot that's going on with you. I know you're a very complex person, and so it's kind of cool to get that enlightenment there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to share. I mean, I only share a tiny bit of everything too, like but I think, more stuff will come out in the podcast and stuff too as it goes on. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I've pretty much just been showing fingerboarding. Like it's been like 20 years or well, for videos probably like 17 years or so of videos. And it's like, 99% of the videos is just fingerboarding tricks and nothing else, it's not even like a word or anything. So now it's like I've been expanding a little bit into like, okay, like people like it when I talk. I could talk about some things, I guess, like there's a lot, I'm not just a fingerboarder, I'm a person too. So yeah, there's a lot there.
I agree. I feel the same way. I am theoretically a fingerboarder first and then United States Fingerboarding League second, I guess, which is kind of hard. You're like the same, you're Mike as you, and then you've got Flatface. And so it's kind of hard to separate the two brands because like we're both generally just like we love fingerboarding, but there's that business aspect to it as well. And so that's always an interesting approach. But I find it kind of crazy that you're 20 years in. I refer to you as like LeBron James of fingerboarding. You're 20 years in, and I mean you've been operating at such a high level for so long. I mean,
Yeah, I don't even know how. Like, I've just been obsessed with it and just fingerboarding and just doing it. And like, it's funny because people say a lot of like, thank you so much for what you do and stuff like that. I'm like, all I'm doing is the thing that I'm obsessed with. I'm just obsessed with fingerboarding and I'm just fingerboarding. It's like, I mean, I do see like I put in a lot of work and whatever, but I don't really think of it as like work or time. I mean, it's all the time and it's all as much work as you could do, but at the same time, it's like it's not work at all. It's like totally fun. It's like, what can I do? How can I do this? I'm not thinking of like, like how much money could I make or how could I make this bigger? I'm more like, how could I do this the best? How could I make this better? How could I improve this? How could I make a better fingerboard? How could I reach more people? How can I make the event more fun? Like stuff like that. And so that's just kind of been my approach the whole time.
no, I understand that completely. That's kind of been our model here with the United States Fingerboarding League and stuff. When we first started out, we were like, man, we gotta like, try to host some events here and there and see if people even show up. We weren't sure if 40 people would show up or if 100 people showed up. And so, when we started out, we didn't even know if there was really a market for something like this. And, so like we just went in just trying to spread fingerboarding to the masses and with that whole approach. And so it's been a very fun and interesting experience. And I'm kind of glad that, we've got such this long track history of that, and basically also you and me also coming together on some of that as well. So just a lot going on. I know that you've been doing this for 20 plus years, and you actually have a 20-year fingerboard coming out. I saw a little sneak pivot on
Yep.
Instagram.
Yeah, I can't believe that it's been 20 years now. And so, yeah, Jesse Braun made this new graphic, and my girlfriend screen printed some of them onto wood. So it's like just ink screen printed, and then it's going to be lacquered really nice so that it's protected. And then we're also going to print a real wear version of it. So if you like real wear graphics, those will be available like in different colors. And then the screen printed ones are also like we got four different color inks, and then a bunch of different colored plies. So there's going to be a whole bunch of boards. I don't know how many we're going to make yet, but I'm going to try to make a ton of them. So there's like hopefully enough for everyone who wants one. Because like a cool collector thing, but I
Hmm.
really want people to use them too. So it's like the screen printed ones are going to be durable enough that you can use that and it's not going to destroy the graphic.
That's what I was kind of afraid of when I saw that. I was like, man, I've got to get two of those, one to skate and one to
Yeah,
keep for sure. And there's a lot of collectors out there for sure. So I run a lot of
definitely.
Facebook groups and stuff like that. And I mean, people are literally like, it's like Black Friday at Walmart 20 years ago, whenever they see like a Mike Schneider, like OG vintage board, like pop up on eBay or something. And it gets wild.
Yeah, here I'm going to show you the boards in case anyone hasn't seen them. So these aren't finished yet, but
Yeah. Unreleased. Look
if
at
the
this.
lighting is good.
Those are
Yeah.
fire.
So there's these are gold ink actually
Yeah, those are
on
fire.
blue. And then I'm gonna have them on all different colors, all different we got black ink, white ink, gold, silver, and then for bottom plies every color you can imagine. And then what else? Yeah, and then the real wear ones are gonna be totally different color schemes. So they're gonna be there's a lot to collect if you want to try to collect them all.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say you're about to break the internet and also disappoint some people because we're talking, I think you just said like 6 or 7 different variations.
Yeah, at least probably yeah, something like that. But like I'm trying to kind of make as many as possible. Like pretty much every board that I make like sells out really fast, so I'm like trying to make more than I even usually do. Like I'm doing my best to make enough for everybody. That's all I can do.
all your stuff sells out stupid fast. If I don't like if I don't set like an alarm or something saying like the mic drop is getting ready to drop, I mean, if you wait maybe more than 45 minutes to an hour, I mean, almost everything is practically gone. And so like you'll get on and maybe a certain color might be there. If you're really looking for one color, like the most popular color, it's gone. It's just gone, gone.
Yeah, it's crazy because I get people asking me every day, like, "Hey, can you put blah 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 on the website?" And I'm like, "I would if I had it." It's like it's not that I'm holding things back or something. Like, you guys are the problem. You're buying it all. Like, it's a good problem, but people always just say like, "Can you restock it?" And I'm like, if it was that simple, I would put it in stock, but I can't put it in stock what I don't have. So yeah, it's like it's awesome. Like the support is just really unbelievable.
Definitely. So kind of walk us behind the scenes. I mean, I don't need you to give away the secret sauce or anything, but a lot of people are still trying to figure out, are you still like making most of this stuff yourself? Or are you streamlining this? Or what's that process look like?
So I do have help now. I can't make every single board 100% by myself anymore. Otherwise, there'd be like, one board a day or whatever. But so I have people helping me, but everything's still made in the US. It's all handmade still. It's all to my standards. We do like the fine sanding and lacquering in house still. So it's like, and then the people helping me are fingerboarders. They're people you've seen in my videos for 15 plus years that I've known forever. So they have the same attention to detail that I have, or if they don't, I train them and say like, look, you got to look at this and that and this. And I'm very, very picky with my boards, how they're made and how they come out and stuff. So there's a lot of um, I don't know, maybe proprietary kind of techniques, or it's not that it's like no one else does it, but there's just certain ways that I make sure it's done, and they're not always the fastest way or the cheapest way, but they're what I found to be like the best way. So for the best performing board, you maybe have to, let it sit longer in the mold than you're supposed to, and little things like that where it's like we're gonna have less boards, but they're gonna be better. So it's all that. But yeah, it's all handmade. Even my wheels are made in Massachusetts. All the machining is done locally and stuff. So that's always been a really big thing for me, just keeping everything as local and handmade and high quality as possible. And if it has to be, if I need help, it's not like I'm outsourcing it to like another country, but it's like I'm outsourcing it to like a friend whose like dream job it is to work for Flatface or something. So it's like it's a really cool setup that way.
Interesting. So yeah, I kind of already kind of knew that, but I knew the old mic. I'm not sure, everybody's trying to figure out like what's going on with the new mic. And so that's comforting to hear. I think that all of our fans are definitely gonna enjoy the fact that you're still like leading the charge and you're just in charge of quality control and doing all the good things there at Flatface. So I
Yeah, I mean,
am
I'm trying to make it better, if anything. Like there's in that way there's no new mic or old mic. It's just like I'm still doing it the same. I'm still going for it, but I think the thing now is like I'm trying to just make it better and better. So I have some cool stuff coming up in the next few months that I can't even talk about yet, but some really cool like I'm just constantly thinking like how can I keep everything going, but also how can I make something better, new, different, improved? And sometimes some time goes by where I don't have any ideas, and so everything's just going the same. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, I finally know what to do, or like something pops up, and it's like, wow, this would be amazing. I'm going to do this. So I have some really cool things coming up, um, probably in summertime.
always innovating. I like it. So we just had Rendezvous 33. I was fortunate enough to
Dude,
make it out there. We're talking, I don't know if that's like one of the biggest turnouts that you've had there, but it was
yeah.
absolutely nuts.
It was huge. That was definitely one of the biggest ones ever. There was so many people. I wish I had a count of how many people, but I actually just bought a counter. So next time we'll start counting how many people come in through the door. Um, but there's estimates of like 400 or so.
That's wild. Yeah, I was up top on the little where the food area was and stuff like that, and kind of looking over the banister. And I mean, there was probably like 150, 200 people down there. And there's probably at least another like 50, 60 people in the parking lot playing Kadama and hacky sack and stuff and just shooting the
Yeah.
breeze. And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. It was just so packed. Uh, yeah, I mean, soon I'm gonna need a bigger building is what I'm thinking, but we'll see.
So how does one keep a building like that? You have done something I haven't even done. Like I had a building, I couldn't keep it. You've had this building. I mean, how long have you had this building?
I think I'm not that good with dates, but I think it was 2016 or 18, if not. I got to check next time I'm there. One of the pieces of art on the wall has the date on it, and that was like from right when the building was pretty new. So I just
Okay.
like look at that to refresh my memory. But I don't know. Somebody listening definitely has a better memory on that than I do. But yeah, it's been many years now. It's probably been like 4 to 6 years or so. And I mean, basically everybody, the fingerboard community is the reason that that building exists. You know, like they're funding it by purchasing stuff from us at the store sessions and on my website and whatever. So it's like, even if I have an event where it's like technically we, a small store session event 1 month where not many people came and we didn't sell much, maybe the building cost more to have than how much we made that month, but then Flatface sold enough stuff online that it covers it. And then, if we have a really big rendezvous, it's like that pays for the building for many months. So I just had to make it work. I had to say like, how can we do a fingerboard place where everything is all at once? Because like before that, I was paying for storage to put all my parks because I couldn't keep them all. There was too many parks. They had to go somewhere. And the storage was pretty expensive. And then it was like, what's the next step up from storing it somewhere that people can't use it? Store it somewhere that people can use it and that we don't have to set it up. So yeah, basically I used to rent like a big space all the time, like all year round like that. And then eventually I was able to buy this building. So, when you buy it, it's like you have to have some money up front for it. So you got to save up for a while, but then the monthly thing is like your mortgage is the same as renting somewhere else. So it's ultimately a better move because then if I was renting forever, it's like every month you're throwing away money kind of. You don't have anything to show for it at the end besides the past, what you did and had. So it's like with this one, it's kind of an investment in Flatface and in the future and in everything.
No, I completely understand. I'm actually faced with the same issues and stuff as well. It's the reason why we got our building to begin with was, we're paying like five, six, $700 and just properly storing all of the parts and stuff. And I'm like, I'd rather put it to the, let the public be able to skate in session and stuff. And so, no, it makes
Yeah.
perfect sense for sure. Cause that's where I'm at now. All my stuff's just sitting in storage and I feel like it's definitely a waste.
Yeah, I was there for a few years for sure, just like putting it back and forth in storage.
So you've been fingerboarding for so long. So we've been all right. So I don't even know how to even kind of like go about this. So you are with Black River as a team rider. I mean, what's the relationship with you and
Yeah.
Black River?
So they sponsored me when I was like, I don't know, maybe 15 or 16-ish. Um, they put me on the team and like I went to Germany and met them, went to some events over there. And I mean, they're like a huge inspiration for me. So like my events only exist because of the events that they've done. And yeah, so I got on the team and then I had, I already had Flatface and I was like, hey, could I sell some rip tape? Like we can't get rip tape out here. This was way back when you couldn't really order from them even. It was so hard. So I was like, hey, could I buy like, I don't know, 20 packs of rip and like resell them on my site? They were like, yeah, sure. And then it worked out really well. So we moved on to like ramps and everything. And I became like their distributor for the US. Um, so yeah, we do a bit of everything. It's friendship, it's business, it's team, it's everything. And yeah, those guys are like some of my best friends. So like Martin, Denise, and then everyone else who's like in the crew and who works for them and stuff. It's just like we go way back because I've been going there for now like almost 15 years since I first went there. And there was some years that I went to Germany like 3, 4 times per year. Like it's amazing out there.
I was going to talk about that. I've seen you on Battle of the Herricks back in the day. And so, I mean, did Black River come out and find you? How'd you get invited to something like that? I mean, for someone who's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at fingerboarding, I see Mike doing all this cool stuff overseas. Like, how does one even get noticed like that?
So like anyone can go there. Like you don't have to be invited to, I mean, maybe to be in Battle at the Herricks because it's like, it can't just be everyone because it's like a tournament. But um that was a little after anyway. So Fast Fingers was first. Like I went to Fast Fingers, I don't know what number, 11 or 16 or something like whatever the heck it was. And that was like you didn't have to be invited, but it was like if you go there and you're from another country, like people are, everyone's talking and having fun there anyways, and um, it was cool to connect with everybody. But yeah, the way that they found me was YouTube, and it was very interesting because YouTube used to have messages on there, and I think they don't anymore. But my inbox was always like super full. Like I'm talking like 100 messages a day or whatever. Like you can't keep up. So I just would never look at it because it was impossible. But I would maybe look at it like once a month and like, just skim through them, see what a few of them are, maybe like respond to one random person, make them happy. And which is basically what my DMs is like now. It's like over flooded. But um I try to keep up. But anyway, so one day I was like, oh, I guess I'll check my YouTube messages. And I had no clue what I was about to find. I opened it up and there it is, Black River, and they messaged me and I was like, no way. And they asked me if I want to be on their team. And it was just like I remember that. It's like a childhood memory now. It's like just I remember that day and I remember like going downstairs into my kitchen and fingerboarding on the counter and just being so in disbelief that Black River wanted me on their team because it was like their team was the best people by far. Like they had really, really everyone that I looked up to in Europe or in Germany was on Black River, and my favorite videos were like Elias and Winkler and um like Boris, all those people, like watching those videos, and they were all Black River's videos from back in the day, like 2000, like basically 2003 to 2000, like 9-ish was like, I mean, I got on the team before 2009, but I'm just saying like that era in general was like a really inspirational era for me and watching the videos that came from that group.
That's awesome. That's man, I couldn't even imagine like just opening up an inbox and just being like, hey, Black River wants to sponsor me as a fingerboarder. Like that's wild.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it sometimes, it's just like I'm just a kid who's fingerboarding a lot, you know?
No, I feel that for sure. Even when I watch a lot of your stuff, like your trick combinations are unique to you. And so like if I didn't know like I was watching a clip of you, like I could tell like that trick came from you. Like my favorite tricks that you kind of do, you do like a backside tail slide, shove it, backside tail slide. It's probably one of my like favorite combinations that you do. You do it so seamlessly and like no one else is really doing it. But if someone was to do it, I would automatically peg it as like that's a mic trick right there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like uh I don't know, there's been like a few tricks where I don't know if I was like the first one to do them, but like I would say at least one of the first people like to do it a lot or like to maybe I don't know. I don't want to say like do it better, but I try to do it better. I try to do it as good as I can. Like style is so subjective, so obviously like it depends what you like and stuff, but I don't know. I just do my best, I guess.
I mean, I consider you to be on the elite level of fingerboarding. I mean, I look back, 10 years ago and you're doing Battle of the Herricks, and I'm realizing like you are better than me 10 years ago than I am like right now today. Like the gap I feel like between the level of fingerboarding that you are progressing to in comparison to like the other 99%, I guess you would say, it's massive. And so like when I look at like a lot of the guys on the Flatface crew, a lot of the guys like that are riding with Black River, it's like there's probably like a good 50 people I feel like that are like in the elite 1%. And I feel like fingerboarding, like everybody to me is kind of like they're catching up, but not catching up nearly as fast. I feel like everybody wants to skate, like a lot of the Flatface crew, the Black River crew, and then like, having the opportunity at Rendezvous to meet like Stoley and a couple of other guys. I'm just like, he could stop fingerboarding right now, and I might be able to catch him in 5 years. Like it's crazy the gap that there is between the top 1% and everybody else for sure. I mean, are you
I don't
noticing that? Are
know.
you seeing that? Or are
I
you just
mean,
hanging out with all the cool kids?
I mean, I see people doing stuff that I can't do all the time. Like there's honestly there's a lot of times when I feel like, dang, I'm losing it, like I'm falling behind or something. Like that's how I feel sometimes, not every day, but there's like I'll see a random clip on Instagram where some kid doesn't even look like he's trying and he does something that I know would take me like a solid like 50 minutes to land, like, or an hour. Like, I'm just like, how are these kids doing these insane combos? And like, yeah, maybe it's a little sloppier or uglier style wise, but it's still so difficult that for me to even do an ugly one would take like an hour. So, like, there's times like that where I'm just like, oh, like it's time for me to make way for somebody else to be like famous or like whatever. Like, I'm just like, oh, I'm not good anymore. But it's not really that. It's just like I also watch my videos from like 10 years ago and I'm like, dang, I would say 95% as good as I am now back then. Like I have a few tricks I can do now that there was no way I could do back then. Like some of the weird fingertip heel flips and behind a ledge things and whatever. Like I'm still progressing with like weird, difficult ways to do tricks. But I'll watch an old video of mine, like a good one, and I'll be like, wow, like that would still be hard for me to do now. I know it was hard back then, but I did it. And like I wouldn't even think of doing it now because it's hard or like whatever. So it's like I do think I'm still progressing, but just it's crazy seeing what some other people do also because there's such a wide range of styles and tricks and stuff. And there's a lot of really, really good people out there doing some crazy tech stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not like sad about it or whatever. I'm like motivated. I'm like if I see somebody doing something insane, I'm like, yes, that was awesome. And I'll send it to like five of my friends, just like, yo, dude, did you see this? Holy crap. Like this dude just did, I don't know, hard flip backtail, laser flip, late flip, nose slide. Like what? Like I'm telling you, there's a weird stuff like that on Instagram where I'm just like, how is that even real? Like, was that an accident or like did you sit there for 7 hours trying that? Or like is the level just getting raised more and more, which I think it is because if you look at skateboarding too, it's the same way. It's like, Tony Hawk, let's say, did the 900 back then and it was like no one else could do it. And now there's kids doing like 1260s and Tony Hawk's just like, he can barely land a 900 because it's hard. And
Yeah.
these kids are like, yeah, 1080 in my warm up run. I'll go for the 1260 in the contest. And oh, I landed it. No big deal. Like, and
Our
it's just
youth
like,
is progressing so fast. It is
yeah,
absolutely nuts. Even when I had the shop, man, we've had some kids, I mean, just early teenagers and stuff like that. And they're just absorbing it like a sponge. And so they're just progressing super, super fast, way faster than I think I would ever progress at their age.
yeah, I think it's like because the level is so high and you can see it everywhere so easily. Um, it's like the same in skateboarding. Like somebody did the first handrail and it wasn't like easy and no one else was doing handrails. And now it's like, oh, you're not going up the handrail and doing a flip out. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just once you see something and you know it's possible, it's like you can learn it that much faster, but you can also progress past it because it's like, okay, I have that as a foundation. Like, imagine if it was just like every skater's like foundation, like, oh, you do a handrail in the first year, not like you do a handrail at the end of your career and you're famous for it, Like it's just crazy. Like where you start is like where the last person's whole life got them to. And it's really cool.
No, I feel that for sure. I know it's like skateboarding's SLS trick of the year. I'm sure you're familiar with them.
A little bit. Yeah.
So we actually, United States Fingerboarding League has made a fingerboarding version of that contest called Combo of the Year. And
Ooh.
so, yeah, it's a year-long contest, just like Trick of the Year is. And we are giving out $1,000 cash and a bunch of prizes from sponsors. And it's
Wow.
yeah, I it's absolutely crazy. So we've got four different winners that'll win at the end of the year. We'll have a winner, then three runner-ups, and it's going to be just a compilation of the best combination of fingerboarding tricks like on the planet all in one place. And so it's pretty crazy to see. So I don't know if you got time or not, but definitely check it out and definitely get a submission in if you're interested for sure. I'd love to see what one of the best combination tricks that Mike's got up his sleeves. But it's
Dude, yeah,
also
that's awesome.
worldwide.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out for sure. And I'll probably be trying to get something crazy to enter into that. but I don't know if I can compete with like I was saying, some of these kids now are doing like ridiculous stuff. But I mean, I can do really, really crazy combos, like stuff I don't even post if it's like bad and ugly. But the thing is, like, I try to make it look pretty good. So it's like there might be an extra flip in and flip out and flip in the middle that I don't show because it was like super, super sloppy. But the point is that I got the combo. So it's like I'm not trying to show it till it's good or till it
I
looks
hear you.
nice.
I
But
hear you. A
I'll see
win
what I
is a
can do.
win. A
I
win
mean,
is a
I don't want
win.
to be all like four fingers, three fingers on it and stuff.
No, I hear you for sure. Yeah, it's a worldwide contest, so literally anybody in the world can compete. People in Asia,
Cool.
people in Europe, people here in North America, South America, Australia. I mean, if you're literally on the planet, you can fingerboard, you can enter a submission. So it's going to be pretty crazy once we start getting into the more fall season and things really start to heat up for sure. So we're only about 3 or 4 weeks in, and so we've already got probably about a dozen or so clips that are worthy of making it to the next stage. And so we're excited to see where this turns out and where this goes.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Where should I look to find those?
USAFBL underscore COTY. That's combo of the year
On Instagram or
on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, pretty much anything
everywhere?
social
Cool.
media goes. Yeah, we've got it. So
Awesome.
so we've got possibly one of the largest fingerboarding collaboration events going down this summer.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
June 10th. I mean, we're talking about United States Fingerboarding League crashing Flatface warehouse for the day.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like if you've ever been to either of our events, put them both together, basically. You know, all your stuff, all my stuff. Um, the whole building is full. I just brought another park there somehow, squeezed it in, and then we're gonna have all your parks outside also, and it's gonna be insane. I mean, and to have a contest there is sweet, and I feel like it's gonna be like basically a summer rendezvous times two.
No, I agree. People are already talking about it being possibly like a Voss 2.0.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're my fan base is literally hyping this. I'm so hyped. Like this is gonna be absolutely amazing. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I'm
huge.
stoked.
Did you ever get a official part count?
Oh, I did not. Um, I could probably just look at a picture, like any picture taken from above that
I
top deck area.
I completely forgot to, and then I realized you also have parks upstairs too, and that would have threw everything off as well.
Oh yeah, there's probably two
Two
or
or
three up
three,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think you just got in the new G16 park, which I'm stoked for you to have.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and I got the new diamond cut coping on that. It's insane.
I saw that. I'm a little jealous to be honest with you. Mine doesn't have the diamond cope, so I was like, man, that looks good.
Yeah,
That
it feels really good and it sounds awesome. And it's a thicker, or not a thicker, but it's a like a heavier metal. So instead of the aluminum coping, it's like probably steel or something like that. And so it just feels really good in general. Like even if it didn't have the cuts in it, it would be like an upgrade already. So it's like double upgrade.
for
And I think they're
sure.
gonna start putting those on like some of their ramps and stuff in the future.
Ooh, that'd be cool to get a maybe like a big mama or something with it.
Yeah.
Get that vert, do a little switch and just switch 5 O's at. That feels so good.
Yeah. Feels amazing and sounds amazing.
That's all right. So that is actually going to be our competition park again for this year. So we've got our version of
Awesome.
the G16, and so we're going to be running that back to back this season as our street best run and best trick competition park. So pretty excited for that to go down this summer.
Yeah, that'll be great, and people here will be stoked to use it too. Because mine's at my house, which means no one gets to use it till like the next park, basically.
So how does one get invited to these after rendezvous like Mike Schneider meetups? So you're kind of like breaking the internet. Like we forget that there's an after party at your house, but like we realize that like no one's invited. And
Yeah, I
so
mean, the thing is, like, people used to just show up at my house uninvited, and there would be like a lot of people that nobody knew, and it would be really weird. So I really had to put my foot down and say, like, all right, if you're not literally staying with me for the weekend, which means that I know you and we're friends, then you're pretty much not here unless I invite you because I know you and you happen to be staying somewhere else. But it's like I'm actually trying not to have a party. That's the point. And so there's obviously going to be a lot of people because it's like everybody that I know who's staying with me and they're staying for a few days around the event. Like, and it's the house is already maxed out, like to the point we run out of water sometimes. You turn the sink on and it like drips out like two little drops, and you're like, guys, like if you have to pee, like go outside on a tree because like we're running out of water. We got to stop flushing the toilets so much. Like that's the level I'm talking about. Like there's too many people. So I have to post every year, otherwise people try to show up, and people still try anyways. Like people will email me and they'll be like, "Hey, can I come to your house after Rendezvous?" And it's somebody who I've never heard of. They're not even like sending me like a picture of them as if they've met me before or something. It's just like totally random, but I just have to say no because it's like this is my house. It's already over full. I can't fit more people, first of all. Second of all, I don't want people that I don't know in my house. So um I'm sorry to everyone that can't go to it, but it's just like people that I know that are staying with me and people, yeah, people that I know basically. But yeah, you can stop by if you want. Just it's like I have to tell everybody no friends of friends anymore because it's like if I know a person, they try to bring their like seven closest friends and then it ends up the same as it was before, where it's like too many random people. Because it's like all my friends are here. Like many people are tired after the event. Everyone's staying here. They got all their stuff around. Like no one wants to worry about their things getting stolen or broken or whatever. So it's just like, yeah, basically it's a party that tries not to be a party. Like we try to just keep it chill.
No, I understand that. I get that completely. So basically, Mike is Willy Wonka. So if you don't have a golden ticket, you can't come to the after party. So golden tickets only. All right, Mike. We have another custom 101 collab going down for the winners of our collaboration events. So we have three competitions. We have Best Trick Street, Best Run Street, and of course Game Escape, which we call Battle Applies. So if you are a winner of those categories, first, second, and third, you're going to be getting a custom 101 deck from Mike here from Flatface. And so kind of tell us a little sneak peek of what that might entail.
Yeah, so they're in the works right now, and basically, I can't even say too much, but basically, the winner's going to get a special deck that nobody else has, and it says, the place and the contest that you did. That so it's like best trick first place, best trick second place, like it says that on the board, and then it's got both our logos on it, and yeah, it's gonna be sick. And there's really just one like it's obviously it's not a board you could buy or something. That would be pretty funny, but you can't buy your way into the like, I'm a winner too. I bought the first place board. It's like, no, they're only being produced one board of each one. So the contest winner gets the board and that's it. So it's like a cool collector's item.
The ultimate collector's item as well. So I'm excited for these to come out. Hopefully, you'll give us a little quick sample when those get pressed, and might do a promo release. See what people might be able to win. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I think they should be done in a week or two. So whenever they're ready, I'll take some nice photos or a little video and I'll put it on Instagram and people can get hyped. And yeah, it is really the ultimate collector's item because you can't even buy it. Like there's some collector's items where it's like, oh, there was only five and I bought one. And this is like, even if you want it and even if you're there, you gotta be the best if you want to get it. Like you gotta fingerboard well. Like it's almost up to chance because sometimes you get nervous, sometimes you don't land the trick, whatever. So whatever the universe wants is what's gonna happen, and somebody's gonna walk away with a really cool board.
Yeah, I'm so stoked for whoever wins these boards for sure. United States Fingerboarding League will also have one as well. We'll have one for each one of the stops. So you're at stop one, which is Chicago, which is getting ready to go down here in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, which we're super excited for that. That's May 28th. And so we'll have custom 101 boards for first, second, third place as well for each one of the cities. So at the Drake Hut event, for sure, you'll have a flat face version and a United States Fingerboarding League version as well. And of course, our most famous, most baller medals. So lots going on there. Lots going on there. All right, Mike, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Um, I gotta just give a shout out to everybody who fingerboards because if I start naming people, it's gonna go on for like 10 minutes and then I'm gonna forget a few people. So it's more of just like everybody who's fingerboarding on any level is super appreciated. It's like definitely shout out to everybody who has companies and everyone who does events and everyone who's like really pushing the scene forward. But also, if you're just sitting in your room and you've never even talked to another fingerboarder in your life, like you're just as important too, because you're the one doing it. It's like fingerboarding is about fingerboarding. It's not about who you are or what you do. It's just about like it's just one of these, brings a lot of fun to a lot of people and it's just fingerboarding. Like I still can't even believe that fingerboarding like is what it is today, and it's unbelievable.
It's grown so much. 12-year-old me is definitely hyped.
Yeah,
Definitely hyped. All right. We've been doing like a 9 episode just running joke of, I want to say it's Drake Hut. Like, how do you actually pronounce the city that you live in?
it's pronounced Drake it.
Drake Hit.
Yeah,
All right, Drake Hit. All right, I'm going to
Drake
spread the
it.
word. I'm going to put some memos out to the crew. It is Drake Hit, not Drake Hut. Drake Hit. All right, that's good to know. All right, well, this is everything here. Mike, I appreciate you coming onto the show. Let people know like where they can find you.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Mike Schneider 161, YouTube Mike Schneider, and then my website flatfacefingerboards.com, and yeah, also in Drake it at the events.
Drake Hit. You heard it here. Drake Hit. All of his information is going to be in the descriptions, along with United States Fingerboarding League, our events, the tour. All that will be there. So, till next time, see you guys later.